What is up, y'all? JT, Resident Dog Fishing. This video is part of a series I'm working on rebuilding a Yamaha engine cowling. In this one particular, I'm going to focus on rebuilding the mounts that hold the brackets, or as Yamaha calls them, the clamps that anchor your engine down to the chaps on the bottom. So these go into the bottom, and then this piece here, your little latch on the side locks over. This cowling I got, two of the screws, the mounts were completely ripped off. So this is a video on how I repaired them. I don't know if it's the proper way or how they're originally done, but this is the way I did it that worked for me. Check it out. So remember, somebody had just broken off these two, and the closest thing I found as a match were these. They fit the factory hardware, the nuts that I took off of it, perfect, and they're an M6-10 by 30 millimeter. So the M6-10 is the factory threading for these mounts here. And I wish I could have found a little bit longer ones, but it looks like these are going to work out absolutely perfect. So my plan is to form this up with masking tape, fill them up a little bit with resin. I'll set this in the resin, and then I'll use the old mount as a guide, so it'll sit in that as they harden and should be good to go. That's the plan anyway. We're fixing to find out. The trick is, though, if you look at these, here's the factory lip, kind of where that black is there. This one sits a little higher than this one. They're not flush. So the cowling's got to be tilted just a little bit to make those flat. Especially when you're pouring a liquid, you want it to plane off. So I'm going to mark on here how far down from that lip the top of the posts are, the top of the fiberglass is. But these sit in there. If these are a little taller, that's fine. I can cut them off with a cutting wheel. But the big thing is I don't want to pour this any higher than what the factory already is. So I'm going to measure the distance here and the distance here, so I know how deep I got to pour my form. And what I'm going to use is just something to block this cowling up until I get it level. Pretty level there. Yeah, I don't like how that works. I'm gonna use a block of wood. It's just the top of the cowling's round, so it's gonna I want to get it blocked up as best as possible so it doesn't move when I'm tinkering with it. I mean, it's not going to be an exact science. I'm eyeballing it. probably flip this around so you can see what I'm doing in here, but I'm just using a pencil to get it formed into the corners so I don't get any leak as I'm forming it. It's going to be hard because the camera's going to be in my way and everything else. I don't care if this form blows out on me a little bit, because if there's too much glass in there, I'm not really concerned about that. So that's basically my form right there, which will hold. I'm not putting a ton of fiberglass in there, so I believe that'll hold. Looks pretty good. So we got the mold formed, screws are ready. Prep those, a little tape on the end so I don't get any fiberglass resin on the threads. Those are ready to go. Let's mix up some fiberglass and make a mess. What I found with these milled fibers, which adds a little bit of rigidity or strength in this, it says improves structural integrity. So I'm going to mix this in with the resin, and then once everything's set, cured, we'll sand it down, smooth it out, and then just like on the other side of the repair, I will lay cloth over top as just another reinforcement for those supports there. So what I put in is about 4 scoops, about like that, into, I don't even know how many ounces I got in here. It's like 2 ounces of resin. And I'm not going to use all this by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, there we go. As you can see, it's still making a mess. Still moving around in the cup, but it's got that stuff in there for a little oomph. Now that's mixed up, we'll throw in our hardener, get it mixed up, and set some bolts. Here we go. That was a little more of a pour than I wanted. Yep, poured too much in there, it's going to overflow. Or maybe not. There's 1. There's 2. Now we'll take our bracket. Come on now. There we go. That's set. So now we'll leave it alone, let it kick, come back and check it out. We'll just wait for this to kick off. So you can kind of see the consistency of what I mixed up. Not liquid, not quite peanut butter, kind of right in the middle. So it's fiberglass starting to kick. I now have one big block in my cup, and the hardest thing for me to do right now is not lift this out of here and check my fitment. It's set, it's in, it's done. I need to walk away. because I want to see how it works. But if I pull it too soon, I'm scared I'm going to pull it all out and walk away, dude. Walk away. Time has come to see how we did. That's the block of unused resin I overshot. Just a wee bit. Whatever. That's there. Now for the big reveal. I can't even see it. I don't even know how it looks yet. You have to grind a little bit. But those are in. Voila. Success. In worst case scenario, I mean, if these are too low, I can always put washers down here to get this up to the height that needs to be. So I'd rather it be too low than too high. But we'll get some cloth, lay it over top of that, and move right along. Alright, so now we're going to take the glass, lay it over top of that, but I need to rough up the area before I get the glass down. The Dremel tool and the sanding disc, sanding wheel. Messiness, come on out. There we go. So there's my chop string I'm going to use. Got that all ground out. Now we'll wet that in. Take a little paintbrush and we'll get a little fiberglass down, or a little resin down on everything that it's going to go on. I'm going to dump a little bit in those holes there, see if I can smooth those out just a hair. Now take our cloth. Get it all on. Get my roller out. Really roll it down here in just a second. There that is. We'll let that kick. So there you have it. That's my rendition of how I fixed the mounting screws, the mounting area on the Yamaha engine cowling. I'm not a professional fiberglass guy or a body guy. I don't know if this is the proper way to do it or the best way to do it, but it's the way I thought would work the best for me. Let me know what y'all think. If you got a better mousetrap, that's what this video is intended for. Get you thinking and get you going in the right direction. Smash that like and subscribe button. There's more in the series of fixing that cowling. There's some cracks. I gotta sand it, paint it, the whole 9 yards. The full video is coming up. Stick around for that, and I will see you on the water.